Persona 4 is my favorite game ever made, and it's taken me quite a while to figure out exactly why. It's one of those things I've just always believed after finishing the 90+ hour RPG 2 or so years ago. But this is actually quite the anomaly for me. I don't tend to enjoy RPGs. I played Chrono Trigger like 5 years ago and enjoyed that quite a bit, but I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites. I've tried playing like 8 different Final Fantasy games throughout my life, with only one grabbing my attention for more than 5 or so hours. I really like action RPGs, but not usually for the things that make them RPGs. So why the hell is Persona 4 Golden above games like Dark Souls, Super Metroid, and Half-Life? The biggest and most important reason is the town of Inaba, and the way it sucks you into its environment better than any other game I've ever played. Whenever I boot up the game and head into the town map with Signs of Love playing, I immediately feel home again. At this point, that likely comes from nostalgia, but it's damn impressive how I still love this song so much after listening to it for more than 50+ hours. But let's back up a bit. From the moment you start up Persona 4, everything in the intro 5 hours is trying its hardest to get you as comfortable as possible. Sure, there's a creepy murder mystery going on, but who gives a shit about that when Nanako exists? When Uncle Dojima welcomed me into the family on my first night in his home, I felt this wave of belonging that I have a hard time relating to another artistic experience. I knew within the first 30 minutes of the game that this was really, really special. People may complain about how slow Persona 4 is at the start, but this slow, comfortable atmosphere is so important to enjoying the game to its fullest. Although I will agree that the amount of basically unskippable cutscenes in the beginning can be really annoying on repeat playthroughs. And none of this has anything to do with the gameplay, really. It's just the perfect music, great scene directing for a PS2 game, and impressive voice acting in both languages that make the opening cutscenes so memorable. The characters definitely take the experience to the next level as well. From Dojima's work-hardened face to Chie's friendly smile, these guys ooze great character design from the concept art to the writing itself. And perhaps the most important note is the way these characters interact with you as the player. Your classmates specifically act as your friends. This is far more captivating than Persona 3, which also had great characters, but with far less interest in them becoming your pals. I think this is a big reason why many people find it difficult to play P3 after finishing P4. The opening sequence just doesn't make you want to help the characters around you in the same way as 4. Perhaps this is the point, however. P3 is just a very different beast. Let's talk for a second about the music. As I stated in my previous video, Shoji Meguro takes every great thing I just mentioned about P4 and ramps it up about 6 or 7 notches. While his soundtrack work in P3 had some seriously awesome tunes, I often found it difficult to find the connection between what I was hearing and what I was seeing. There was just something a bit off about his tone work. But that is absolutely not the case in P4. There is an overriding sense of pure warmth in every track in the OST. This makes it so every song you hear has a strong theme connecting one moment to the next. The sense of warmth this instills in me, personally, makes me feel the color yellow. Like in my soul. Perhaps this was on purpose? My point is, the soundtrack is perfect for what the game it resides in demands. While P5 may have better sounding singles, P4 will always have that overarching flow that no game I've ever played really has come close to matching. And that's the main point I keep trying to drive home here. Persona 4 is a complete work of art. I rarely, if ever, feel like something I'm doing in the game is outside of the greater themes it's trying to evoke. I'm not even entirely sure how they managed to do that so well. I guess that's what makes it so addicting, yeah? Before I go, I would like to bring up some complaints with the game, so people don't think I'm being overly gushy. I really don't care for the dungeon stuff. None of it is particularly bad or anything, I just wish I could have the social link and story stuff of Persona with the combative gameplay of something like a Souls game. Because, you know, they have my favorite gameplay out there when it comes to slashing stuff with swords. I'm being completely serious. I think Atlus can make a compelling action RPG fighting system, complete with magic shit and elemental weaknesses and all the good stuff people love about the turn-based combat that I hate so much in these games. But yeah, that's never gonna happen. Wouldn't want to experiment too much with the least important part of the game. That'd be crazy. And there's still so much more to say about what makes P4 the masterpiece that it is, like the story and the social links and the mystery food X's, but I'll have to save all that for a later date. For now, I really want to thank you for being here with me. As you can probably tell, I have quite the passion for Persona, so if you don't have that same admiration and somehow made it to the end of this video, then I must applaud you for your diligent efforts. Please subscribe to see me find my way to the truth by the end of the month, comment below to give me the adequate power of friendship points, and give me money on Patreon so I can buy Teddy a new pair of shoes. Speaking of which, I'd also like to thank my boy Flugmorph, for becoming my very first patron. If you'd like to join him, then click the link in the description. Bye-bye.